what's up everyone? I am back again with another YouTube video. This topic today is going to be on gratitude. Giving gratitude is my topic. I got my notes here. This is something that I put together last night, and I know it's nothing but the Spirit, nothing but God giving me this message for someone that needs to hear it today. So when you think about being thankful, or this giving gratitude, how are we showing gratitude? Is it as God's the image of how we should be giving rather than receiving? And knowing if it's your last, really ask yourself, is it your last that you're giving? As you look at the ones in the Bible that were able to give their last, and they knew that there was a blessing going to come from it because they gave from their last, gave from their heart. And that's what we got to look at. Really got to look at it. Are we giving that from a rightful place, right place from our heart? Is it wanting to give rather than to receive, and knowing that something is coming, it's not going to be always tangible, but something is coming and it's in God's timing, not ours. So sometimes you got to be patient. You got to be willing to wait and just know, are we giving? How far we have come? Because as we know, as I said before, we gotta know that the Lord knows what we need, what we want. He wants us to have a right mindset of being spiritually led and not allowing our flesh to be led of what we think we need, but is it really what we need at that time? Because our heart is not right. We gotta check our heart posture. And we gotta know He is the rebirth. But how can we fully, wrote this down, stay with me. He's the rebirth, but I can't fully change without Him. We cannot fully change without Him. And if I want to change, if you want to change, if you need Him, He's there. But I have to give. We have to give gratitude even before the change to take place. We can't think we can do it on our own strength. And we see how we make a mess out of the situation, trying to do it on our own strength when He is there. He's like, bring it over to me. Acknowledge what I have done for you already. Acknowledge what I can do. I don't need credit, but know that I'm here. You don't have to do it on your own strength or doing it on your own at all. And appreciating, knowing that we gotta let those walls down from the boundaries that we create ourselves, around ourselves. Let Him in, and we should let God in and be, as I put, let me in, appreciation, gratitude, and no more is on the way. We gotta know that no more is on the way once we allow Him to come into our space that is His, not ours, because we wouldn't be here without Him. So allow Him to come into the space where we try to create these walls, these boundaries, so this can't happen, but are you really looking and reflecting? Why is it not coming? Why is it not happening? Because I'm doing it on my own strength. Once again, I'm creating these own boundaries of myself, limitations around what I think and what I feel, and He's not a God of limitations. Of course, we have to be, rightfully so, in moderation, but He's not a God that's limited. He's able to do exceedingly abundantly and above all things that we ask or think. So we got to be steadfast and know that is there, that is truth, that is His word, that is who He is. We should surround ourselves with words of encouragement, words of truth, not what's opinionated, and see the fruitness coming from it, but is our heart posture. Check your heart posture right now. Is it of gratitude, or is it more, I want to receive this, rather than what have I gained? What have I thought about what I'm doing? That's why I'm not really receiving my blessings. I'm blocking my blessings because my heart, my mind, my soul is not right. It's so much in my flesh. My flesh is increased, but my spiritualness is dying each day because I'm not seizing every day, praying every day in my spirit, only in my ways. Once I change my ways and allow myself to be in line with Him, I'm able to see everything He has for me. But I'm the one that's my own critic, my problem, the issue. And sometimes we try to play that even if we don't know it, the deflect game. Oh, is this person this person? But have we looked into the mirror to see and check on us? That reflection, that inventory. Have we taken in that inventory to understand what we're doing, what we're choosing to do, rather than him allowing him to do the work in us that he's trying to do for the purpose, for the greater good for us. But once again, we got to have that faith, knowing that faith without works is dead. He can't do all the work himself. He can, but where's that faith that we should put in, should have, but we don't, because we expect him to do exceedingly above, which he can, but he's not gonna do it. He knows more is in store for you. How can you be able to grow if you always have everything handed out to you? You would be able to receive the blessings and gratitude when you know you put in the work, right? And I said, I said, look at now. What do we expect? What do you expect right now for this year? For the times you wake up in the morning, what are you reflecting on? What goals are you setting in place? What boundaries are you setting for yourself that you know that more is in store for you, but you're not taking those risks, taking those big steps, or you need take small steps, and then you get to your big steps and you'll see things that come into form. But really check your heart posture, check your mindset. Where is it at? What are you surrounding yourself? What are you listening to that you're not able to break free from what is yours? And just really think about that, y'all. Really think about that. The aspects. What do you expect? You gotta have some kind of expectation that things may fail, but doors may close. Things may be you may think it's a setback, but it's really a time for you to get into a place of what I should do, what I need to lean on to, and isolation, knowing that isolation is drawing you closer to God, more to the Word, more to hear His voice if you don't hear His voice already, or what you need to hear. You're so busy doing this and that, but you're not able to understand what He's trying to show you, what He's trying to tell to you. You may think gratitude is this way, but it's like, no, your attitude is still not right. As we all got things to work on. Gratitude, we need to have that gratitude of cheerfulness, not grudgingly. Make sure it's spiritually led. Don't make sure it's something that you're feeling in that moment. Be honest, truthfully. Are you really doing the cheerfulness, gratitude that God wants us to share and show? If it's not, work on it. Take that knowledge to understand there's something deeper that I need to work on. If not, don't allow it to fester. Don't allow it to be something that is a generation curse, where it's passed down because of what you feel and what you think, and now you're passing on to your kids, to your spouse. Something has to take place. Someone has to take place, which may be you. It may be hard to understand, may be hard to face, but you got to take it at face value. This is what I'm looking at. I know there's more value than what it's showing, but I need to give my all, surrender myself, my thoughts, my ego, my pride. You know, there's a better version of you that God sees, that you should see in yourself. And now I just ask you, what have you been given in gratitude, or because you haven't prayed? Is it a prayer that you keep praying? You want God to answer, but maybe you need to change your prayer. Maybe you need to change your thoughts. Be truly thankful. Have the attitude of gratitude, and really give cheerfully and not grudgingly. Because God sees your heart. You're not fooling anyone. You can maybe fool those around you, but you cannot be able to fool the one that knows you, your thoughts, before you was even created. He knows everything. But is it up to us? It's up to us, let me say it's up to us to come forward, to come cheerfully, to come honestly, to come transparently, and be real about ourselves, be real about the situation. We're showing the fruits of love, compassion, sympathy to our friends, brothers, and sisters. Like, hey, how you doing? Brother, how you doing? Brother, don't do that. Sister, don't do that. The gratitude comes from being thankful, of course, but gratitude is deeper than just giving. The gratitude is knowing that receiving, you give, but you should give cheerfully. And when you receive, don't always look for receiving the tangible things, because the tangible things can leave, but the spiritual things that you need are so much more important. That's why we should always do some soul searching, because you can buy things and get things every day, but is it really making you happy? Happiness is a choice. As you buy things, store things here, ask yourself, is it really making me happy? Or is it something that I'm filling in the gaps of what I haven't really dealt with? Trauma, maybe trauma bonding, soul ties of emotionally, spiritually, physically, that I haven't really tackled on. Knowing that I don't have to tackle that on myself, that there's someone to talk to, there's someone to really be there for me, has dealt with a similar situation to help me find my way back to gratitude, loving again, feeling love, feeling confident when I don't feel confident, because maybe I've been touched wrong, maybe because I don't know how to react emotionally to a situation when someone is hurt. My friend is going through something, but I don't know how to be there for them intellectually, emotionally, because something that I'm still dealing with myself. That's what I always say when I talk with people, and I listen. And a lot of times we need to listen more than we need to, as we're receiving things from people, we need to be able to really be given into thought, being on a one-on-one dialogue with someone as they talk, and listen truly. Sometimes it's best to just listen. We want to be able to always speak what's on our mind, but are we really giving that thought, allowing the spirit to lead us to just be quiet? A lot of times the spirit, God wants to talk to us, but we don't want us talking. We don't want to say this and do this. Know that everything's worked out for us, because he knows our thoughts and everything that we ask. But sometimes he do want to hear from us, but sometimes we need to just listen. That's why I like people that are dealing with not really feeling appreciated. We can have these all different love languages, but at the end of the day, at some point, some form of fashion, someone needs to know that there's more is required. You should know your brother, your sister, your family, your church member, and who and what it may be, or what they may be needing, and what is required at that time that they're needing. They may not need you to talk. They may not need you to say anything. It could be a hug. They may just need peace. They may just need peace in that moment, but because you're talking, you're not able to see that. You're wanting to get out what you're feeling, what you think about it. They say peace is what I need. Peace, I need. That's all I need right now, because I can't hear from the chaos that's being shown, that's being taught about. But peace is what I need. My peace is the gratitude that I need from my heart, that I need to be receiving right now. Give me peace. Let me receive the peace, that I'm able to find my gratitude, and to be back to the place of being more gratitude to the situation I'm currently dealing with. It's the peace I need that surrounds all understanding that I may not understand in this moment. And thus, we are supposed to seek him daily. But sometimes we may get in our mind, it happens a lot, we are wondering, why the seeking is in a drought. So times we don't see anything happening. But once again, we may be the ones talking. We may be so busy that we're not able to see what he's doing for us, and it's going to be a season of drought until we are able to get in a place of being still. As it said in the Bible, peace be still, and peace was still. Are we being still and being at peace in moments? Are we rather allowing chaos in situations to cloud our mind and judgments, and not being willing to hear from him in those times where we need to be just still sometimes? Even though we want to do, we're human, but are we being still in the moments we need to be still, in the rest and restoration, and then we get back out? And then the blessings that what comes from our heart posture. Once again, heart, mind, and soul. Where is it at currently? Have you dealt with the issues and stuff that you have went through, or is it still being a deflect because you have not dealt with it? You acknowledge it, or let me say, you don't acknowledge it and you know it, but you don't make it a important issue to take care of. And I say, if we are not dealing with it, it's going to continue to fester. It's going to continue to be in our subconscious of something I need to do, but I'm not doing it. We really have to open our hearts and our minds to discern, are we giving our all cheerfully, and what we need to be given from ourselves, no matter if it's at a vulnerable place that's not weak. It's being truthful what we currently are feeling, that we need to face on these traumas, face on these things that may be a triggering point when something comes up. As I said before, somebody may touch you in a place where they don't even know that you've been hurt, but they're showing gratitude, but at that time they may not know that's not the gratitude that you need because you was hurt there. But once we listen to what we need to hear, once we listen to the Spirit to guide us what we need to do, we're able to help those that are still hurting, that hopefully soon they're able to get back to the journey of healing and be able to give with their heart, and not wanting to always be, they get to that point to receive what you may be showing in your love language, but a lot of times they may just don't know how to receive what you're giving. But at least you're giving. God sees your heart. It goes back to the heart posture once again. And so I'm asking you now another question. Hope you're enjoying this podcast of giving gratitude. What can change this relationship to you, my brothers and sisters, my friends, my family members, pastors, and etc., all of you who are watching? Because our Father sees. I pray this message resonated with your heart, your mind, and watch, once you change your heart posture, you're able to recognize, even if you already have recognized it already, as the saying we hear all the time, it's easy said and done, but really is it? When it's right in your face, but sometimes it hurts to really acknowledge it. It hurts sometimes to face things that we need. As they say, the truth hurts. But once we know it, we need to work on it so we can be able to give all in gratitude, and be willing to know that this is what I need to give more than I need to receive, because it's what is asked for me to do in this current situation, current season. I've been maybe on the opposite end of receiving so much that maybe it's my time to give in gratitude, that I'm able to see that, okay, I was on this other end of the heart posture of receiving so much that now I'm not able to really see that I need to work on my giving part. I need to give on my listening part. I need to give on being there present. I need to be given there to hear what they're saying from the Spirit, to be able to know that this is what they need in this current moment. I don't need right now for them to receive. I need to be the one to be on the opposite end, to give, and really see and question, is it something that you been so used to that you're not able to, on the flip side, to be the one to give. You know, that God is going to help you with it. He's going to bless you for it. As you was blessed and receiving, he's going to bless you for giving because of your heart. It's the same thing, but on the opposite end of it, you're the one that's giving. Your blessing is still, you still receiving it. But you on this end, on the other side of being the one to give. And a person is getting blessed by you giving. You're going to see what you was given because of what you currently was the one receiving. That's the way it should be. It should be in a reciprocal. And doing that because you need to do it, not to be seen, not grudgingly. I pray that this has resonated. When it is presented, we should not be naive to what we need to do. And I wonder why there is a season. We may ask why there is a season of drought that's taking place. When God is showing, like I said before, showing and telling us, are you being obedient to hear him of what you need to do rather than what you think you need to do? Sometimes it will be a drought season until you pick up the tools that that's needed, that's required of you. I need this. I want this for my life. But I gotta remove myself, my pride, my ego, and knowing that it's predicated. It's important for me. It's predicated for what purpose God has for me. And what he has for me, I should want it for myself. Not just because he wants it for me. I should have the mindset as well. This is what my father wants for me. This is what my mom wants for me. I'm going to honor it as my parents here. I'm going to respect it because it's required for me to do. For the ones that are coming behind me, that I'm in leadership of this. I got to take hold of it and be fully grateful. What he's given to me, is going back to the topic, giving back. I need to be receiving it in gratitude and give it back to others as well. As a testimony, this is what God has for me, my purpose. This is your purpose. Share it, tell it. Don't be so quick to always receive that you're not able to share and tell others God's blessings. And do it not boastfully, not in bragging, but just a testimony. They can be needing it in that time. Little do you know, to encourage them. And I ask you this time again, where's your faith? As you look into my other episode, it says faith without work. Faith is everything. You got to attach your faith to it and know that it's evidence of things not seen. You got to believe already that it's working for your good, better than your good. It's working great. But where's your faith? What have you been leaning on to? Is it wanting to be more a receiver? And God is saying to you, what have you given? And surrender it all to me. He is saying, he's waiting, arms open with embrace, to wrap you up, to embrace you with love from what you've been dealing with currently, stuff that you haven't really faced yet. But he's there. He's saying to all of you, my son, my daughter, and think on this, how can it begin to, how can he be able to begin to call you a daughter, a son, if you are not treating your brother, your sister, your family member, whoever it may be? It's not right in his eyes, but it's not right in my eyes. I'm going to say to you, not right in your eyes, but spiritually, how have you treated them. And how do you treat them? The image is equal to him. And his image, are we showing that we're leading by example of what he has said for us, stated for us, formed for us, formulated for us in direction and instructions by him, not in my own conditions, not in your own conditions, but it should be, that's not fair to you or them, putting them in a conditional relationship rather than an unconditional relationship. Say, hey bro, hey sis, I love you. Here's my gratitude. Here's your flowers while you're here. We gotta appreciate people who brought it here, no matter what it is. Hats off to you. Now let's go and let's go ahead and do this. And keep doing this. There's too much to do, but we need to know. We need to throw that white flag. Throw a flag out of peace and sever these ties. I'm not celebrating one and more, but we are truly given what's required and knowing more is required of us. Something or some things has to break, has to be cut off for the new things to form. I hope this word has blessed you. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for joining for a time for Trench Thoughts. Have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday.